you'll notice I'm not getting blocked here. I'm not getting kind of cancelled out. Every light attack for this hero, every light opener attack for this hero, I should say, is enhanced. You know, so you'll see later why this is very important.
Yeah.
So those are our lights. We have, of course, heavies as well. You know, in every single direction. You know, pretty standard stuff. Everything you can kind of expect us to do.
And those heavies are pretty slow, but so I know some people are going to be worried about that.
Right.
But don't worry, we've thought of everything. It's going to be all good.
Don't be worried. We're just getting started.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Just getting started. There's so much more to show here. Now you might be running around the world. You know, might need to engage. So we have a light dodge attack, get you into combat right away. You know, there we go. Light attack. We also have a heavy dodge attack. A sprint attack, sorry. Running around, you know, get into combat, jump into the air with that Yari, smack opponent in the face. Oh, dodge attacks. There we go.
have light and heavy there, right?
Light and heavy sprint attacks.
I wonder why.
This will all be explained shortly. We have a zone attack. Just know that's a very important move for this hero.
Nice.
Now let's go into the chains. Let's get into the good stuff.
We have dodge attacks as well, right? So we have like side dodge and front dodge.
We have the side dodge. Yes, we can do those. Yeah, here we go. Left light attack. Right light attack. Yeah, openers. We have right heavy attack.
Yeah,
and left heavy attack.
So there's a theme here, right? That every single, like you can do front dodge as well, but
you can do front too.
There's a theme where like every time you can do an attack, you always have a light and heavy version. Like, usually we don't really do this. So again, it's a sign of things to come.
All right.
It is a sign of things to come. This is a weapon master after all.
Exactly, right?
You should be able to do all these moves, right? There's a big groundwork being laid here. I can tell.
Exactly. So let's get into the good stuff. We'll swap back to our lights. They start enhanced, like I said. You can follow these up with another light attack. In any direction, all the time. Now the top one you would have seen there, it's a bit of an extra property there. This is an undodgeable follow-up on the light attack. No?
Yep.
And the left attack, kind of same thing. Light chain.
Cool here too is that, I don't know, players have probably noticed by this time, that second hit, that second light, always use one of the weapons that's on Sohei's back.
Correct.
So depending on which stance you use, if you're top, you can do it again, right? We're using that Tetsubo. If you're going on this side,
let's
wherever the stance,
there we go. Let's do that again.
So we're using like different weapons. So that was the Kama, and then if we try it on this side, it's a bit of the Katana there. So it's every single time that you use a light in your chains, probably your heavies as well, right?
Your heavies as well.
They absolutely all use the special, the extra weapons that Sohei is carrying, which is pretty interesting.
Exactly.
Amazing.
So
we have the same from heavies,
we'll
right?
go through the same rotation again. Heavy top into another heavy. Now, heavy follow-ups, you would have noticed that that's an unblockable attack there. So you know, JC's doing a good job dodging there. We'll do the same on the sides. Do the right side heavy attack with a heavy follow-up. You can see, you know, different weapons being used every single time, and same on the left. Right.
So for everybody that was like, you're not going to be able to use all your 7 weapons or whatever, you use every single one of them during your kit. Not related to
we literally just counted to 7, right? There are weapons.
We counted
That's
to 7.
pretty good, right?
As was established, you know, a little less than 1,000, but still 7 is we've never done that before.
We've never done 7.
Holy crap.
We really tried to put as many weapons as we could in here.
I mean, also his bash, he smacks people with his hand too, so there you go.
There you go.
There's even more.
Count as a weapon. Now, very important to note, you know, for our very, like this player is asking, you know, it's slow, what are the timings here? The heavy attacks are slow, but the light attacks did 400 MS follow-ups.
Yeah.
So they're pretty fast.
Yeah.
Right. So they kind of
Top is undodgeable, again, to make sure that if people are going to go, hey, I can't, you know, I want to make sure that I can, you know, I'm not just going to mash dodge and beat all the lights. Well, actually, top is undodgeable, so you can't just mash light and always get away with it.
Nice.
That's right. Now, properties on the heavies as well, very quickly. Every heavy attack follow-up has a different property. So top heavy follow-up does kind of extra damage, more than the other heavy follow-ups would do. The left side bleeds the target, get a little bit of damage over time there. And the right side pins the target. So you can see the weapon master has tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, you want to use different attacks in different situations. You know, it's pretty cool there.
Nice.
Right. So might have noticed, you know, we're always pressing the same button twice to get into those second weapons. Now, there is another move that can kind of use these weapons, and it's our zone attack. Now, our zone attack, as our players know, is a combination of a light attack and a heavy attack, which means you can follow that attack up with a light and heavy attack as well. So let's start from the right here. I'll follow up with a light attack. We'll do the same zone attack into a top light attack. Let's see if we can change stance fast enough. Here we go. Good stuff. And we'll do the same on the right, on the other side.
See my extra.
See those reaction speeds.
There we go. We'll see if we can do it on the other side. There we go. Those were the light attacks, and you can do the same with the heavy attacks as well. Now, why is all of this stuff important? Why is it important that you can access all these weapons? Now, you would have noticed JC very skillfully, completely unscripted, blocked everything, dodged everything I threw
at him. It was not planned at all.
So I'm going to ask him to
felt a little practice, maybe just a little.
I'm going to ask him to not do it now and just get hit.
There's one thing, before we go into that, right? One thing we need to mention really is that you have a zone attack in chains as well, right?
This is true. You can use a zone attack as an extender. So if I do my light here, I can follow up with a zone attack. It's very smooth. It's very smooth. I can continue my chain the entire time. And the same goes for the heavy attacks here. Up into a zone, extender, and you would have seen there's a little property on there.
Yeah, it's armored, so that's really, really useful as well to trade and stuff. So
there you go.
I agree. That was very smooth. In fact, that's some top tier animation work.
Amazing animation. We'll get into animation team a little bit, but
give them all the time and all the credits shortly.
Yeah. So what's special about these weapons? Because I kept blocking them. I guess there's probably a reason why, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get hit too much.
So let's get hit. So we'll start with the lights. Oof! Didn't dodge that one, right? So what? There's a glow now.
What is this? What is this? Like the little white thing on top?
Something happened. This is happening in every single direction. As I'm using the weapons on my back, I'm kind of getting into what we call the soul stance. We talked about the souls, the soul collector. The souls of our enemies are in these weapons. Every time we hit, there's the pin on the right heavy follow-up. Same at the top. I keep collecting souls.
It's got a lot of souls going on there.
There's a lot of souls.
Right? Pretty good.
Now, the concept of this soul collector, the Sohei here, is we wanted to add a mini game to his design, right? We wanted to have players think a little bit ahead of what they're going to throw at their opponent and have a bit of this mini game of collecting the souls, getting all these souls up, so that by the time you get all of the souls up, there's something cool that happens.
They're kind of red now.
Yeah.
They're red now.
I remember seeing that red in the trailer. And I'm like, I wonder, some weird things happening.
What's going on?
They're going into the
souls are very angry.
I don't know what's happening.
Yes.
But he looks like powered up or something.
He is powered up, and there's lots of speculation on what that meant.
Yeah. I'm not sure what. Please show us because I have no idea.
Let's just let the game speak for itself.
Of course, right?
Oh my god.
Okay. So
oh my god.
I'm old, so I can't really combat log there, but
this is 95?
I believe this says
95
damage, right?
That's right.
My goodness.
So essentially,
a lot.
that move, that move you can only do it when you have all souls active, right?
Correct.
And only off of the front dodge bash, and it's off of a zone attack input.
That's right. So if you front dodge bash without the souls zone attack, you just throw your zone attack. But
like another attack or whatever, but yeah.
Exactly right. But if you have your 6 souls, you unlock the special move, the 7-4 strike,
That's
using
cool,
that Yari, using all the power of the souls to kind of
embed
your opponent there dealing.
Even to get it, and then
extremely high damage.
This is a scary moment. We've seen it on the
screen.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Sohei has all those souls up. It's scary, and he counts as well, right?
Yeah, right. Every time you gain 1 soul, he counts. It doesn't really matter which weapon is getting the soul first, but he's going to count from 1 to 6, like we've heard in the trailer.
We have, yeah.
Actually 1 to 5, and then he screams something else that we've probably heard there. But the idea here is really you want to be able to hit with all of your weapons to activate that special mode. All those souls are per weapon, so you have to land a hit with that weapon to gain a soul on that weapon. I can't just keep mashing top lights or top heavies and getting on the other weapons. You have to hit once per weapon to get all that sort of stuff going.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
But at the same time, if that was the only way to really gain souls, It would be really, really, really hard, right? Like there's a lot of attacks here that people are gonna parry, they're gonna block, they're gonna dodge. So, is there any other ways to gain them?
There are. It's a weapon master. Of course, there are other ways.
course,
There's
eh?
always more. So I've showed our dodge attacks. Or kind of forward light attack in this case.
Top out, what is it,
These
9
can follow
damage?
up with. Oh, let me just do that correctly here. With a light attack. But not only that, it can follow up from a light attack
9
from
and then
any
6.
stance. The same goes for our heavy dodge attacks.
Nice.
Dodge to the right, follow up with the top. Dodge to the left, follow up with the right.
So I see a theme forming here where basically every option that Soe has that is not like from neutral heavies or whatever, there's a reason why there's light and heavy sprint. There's a reason why there's light and heavy front dodge and side dodge. It's to get into those things, right? Because the chain flow of this hero is kind of unique, where it's always using the same button twice. So because of this, you need to have a side dodge light into light, or a side dodge heavy into heavy, right? We want to be able to reach into these things, and again, give players a lot more reason as to why am I using my light or my heavy version. They have different properties as well, right? So the side dodge heavy has a big swipe, where the side dodge light, for example, has a little poke. So sometimes you want to use the swipe, sometimes you want to use the poke. It doesn't really matter, but it also kind of depends on at what point you're at in your game plan, which weapons do you want to activate their souls from.
Gotcha.
That's right. Now we have a couple more. I'll run very quickly through these, so we want players to see the whole kit, right?
Yeah,
Of
right.
course. So we've already showed the forward dodge bash, I believe. So this can follow up as well. We said that early on. This can follow up with lights or heavies, again from any stance.
Yeah, against any stance. This is kind of
Oh,
unique. We don't have
wow.
that. It's very rare that we have
Bash
this.
heavy
They're
into
dedicated
exy?
follow-ups.
Nice.
But so the deal, like, we were able to tweak the damage accordingly. Everything's good. But they are stance-based. So if I do, like, I can do a heavy from this side, or I can do a heavy from that side, right? So these have pretty good trajectories. Again, so if you want to be in a group fight, if you want to cover your sides, you can. You can still go top if you want. But it's all like kind of like really around the hero's game plan of what attack do I want to use in what situations, but also think about which soul do I want to activate to get to my 7/4 strike.
That's right. That's right. Now, there's a couple of cool things that we've kind of added to this kit just to, we realize that sometimes maybe you want another option. So we talked about the zone extender. Kind of throw that into your kind of combo. So I'll follow up here on the right and this kind of zone. Let me just do a proper zone extender here. Up, up. Now, that might be easy to parry, right? You might think that, every opponent's going to parry that. Easy. So we added the option to soft feint this attack into a guard break.
Yeah.
And let's look at we've gushed about how good these. Let me just hit you. How good these animations are. Oh, let me also just do it properly. So smooth.
It is like, honestly,
smooth.
that, again, we'll have the animation team come later, but this is like one of the smoothest soft feints I've seen in the game. I'll do it from my point of view if players want to see like a little bit more.
Wow.
Just from neutral, you can soft feint into guard break. It feels like amazing. And then if I go into a light, for example, again, like it feels extremely seamless. It's gorgeous. But then, so I guess there's a reason why you're showing us guard break, right?
Right.
Yes, there is a reason I'm showing guard break, because there's an extra kind of follow-up from a regular guard break. So if you do successfully guard break
That is a smooth GB.
an enemy, you can follow up with 3 hits,
Nice.
getting all glows for that follow-up type. So
Yeah.
3 lights or 3 heavies. So if you are having trouble getting that last weapon out, just catch the opponent off with that guard break, follow up with whatever you're missing, bam, you're ready to go.
Yeah, right. So basically,
I mean,
if you manage to land 2 guard
that
breaks,
is sick
you
though.
can
But it's
kill
only
whatever,
3. Yeah, 3 6.
you
It's
can
only
get
9
3
damage, but
souls
still.
every time. Like you get all 3 light souls or all 3 heavy souls. It's light, 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 or heavy, heavy, heavy. You can't switch them midway, so we want players to commit a little
You
bit
do
more
light,
there.
light, then
Makes it a
throw
little
him? Can you
bit
stop
harder to
him?
get all the souls active. But it's pretty interesting, right? Because you can do that. And then you can, off a guard break, you also have a zone attack if what you want to do is regular damage, right? Because the important thing here is normally off of a guard break, you want to be able to execute somebody. You want to be able to do 24 damage
but
with
yeah,
a heavy.
okay.
Yeah.
Those light, light, lights and heavy, heavy, heavies deal a lot less damage. But we want players to still have the option to be able to, I'm going to throw something that will deal, again, the regular damage, can potentially execute as well, which is kind of different there as well.
Yep.
We have sometimes zones that execute. They're really rare, But in this case, it also applies to the neutrals only. That one can also execute, and the chain one as well. So it kind of fits in with that trick here. And also, something that's not super obvious, after light, I can go straight into my chain zone as well.
Nice.
So you can keep extending your flow after those like 3 little pokes that you have, or after heavies as well. So you guard break somebody, get 3 souls, and then go into a zone. Keep your offense going.
Yeah,
it feels really, really good there.
Absolutely. And there's one final thing we want to show just before we jump into a little bit of setup here is I'm going to throw a heavy top at you here. Just to show,
let me just like get rid of all of my souls there.
Yeah. Just an opportunity
so that
to 7-4 strike me there. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. So throw me a top heavy.
I'll throw a top heavy at you. Parry that one. Hup. Immediately follow up with a light or a heavy.
Or a heavy, yeah.
In any stance. You know?
Exactly. So whenever you parry, you kind of shortcut to your soul stance, which lets you use any of your soul weapons, right? So any of the 6 weapons that are there. Just as an FYI, so players are aware, we know we had an early access period. You're probably going to see a bunch of videos from influencers coming out soon. We know there's a slight issue here where if you perform a heavy parry and you throw a heavy follow-up, you can parry the follow-up, but it's a 1-frame thing. We're working on a patch right now to solve this, to have a bit of a longer window. So we're aware of the issue. It's going to get fixed shortly, but not like as of tomorrow when it launches. So just so players are aware, we know about this. You don't need to go into the bug reporter and putting a bug if you want to. We know it's good. It's going to get fixed.
Just do the light.
Just so people are aware.
Gotcha.
But you can throw like so. If I parry a light, so you can do a dodge attack at me, for example, right?
A light dodge attack is it?
Side dodge. You can do a heavy.
Side dodge light, yeah.
Right. So it works. I can throw a side heavy. I'm gonna get. I can get all my stuff. So it's really interesting. You get all of your souls through this. So the hero's entire kit is really built around how do I get my soul. Don't worry about it, and we're gonna go into it. So Mike, take it away.
Yeah, let's do this. So 4 feats, 4 unique feats for this hero, as we've been doing recently for all of our heroes. Let's start at the first one. The first feat 1 here, is a targeted active. You target an enemy, throw that at the enemy, and that is a defense debuff. Now, that defense debuff is 25% armor debuff. It lasts for 20 seconds with a minute cooldown, so it's quite short.
Yeah, you can do it quite often. But one of the things that is interesting here is that, like, we're not really going to see the damage values here, but Sohei's baseline damage is lower than other heroes, except for that crazy strike there. But generally, he's going to deal less damage than other heroes to compensate for the fact that he gets access to that big move once he does get all of his souls there. So what's interesting here is that, like, that defense debuff puts him back to baseline.
Right?
Generally,
Okay, so that's why
his damage may be like 20 to 25% lower than other heroes without that feat active on your opponent. So you want to activate it to deal more damage to get a little bit higher into the fight. And we'll see how it kind of flows with the rest of the stuff. That's pretty interesting.
Correct. So I'm just gonna get some souls on you now, because the second feat here interacts with, of course, it has to interact with the souls. I'll guard break you there. Up. So I have my 6 souls. That second feat there is only available when you have the 6 souls. So you would have seen it's grayed out. You can see it on JC's side there that it is kind of grayed out. For me, it's active, and when you use it, this will consume all 6 souls and heal you to full.
Yeah, so I'm gonna deal enough damage to you so you go like really low.
I was gonna say, now when you say full, you mean?
I mean
full.
Full.
No way, bro.
Nice. And
right, so you're really low.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get that up again. Hop. Do the same here again. Very scary. Appreciate you not dodging. So consume. Boom.
Full health. That's crazy. So it's like, okay.
It gives the Sohei lots of options, but it also it adds to him being so scary.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now, I will just gather up my souls here again. Feat 3, as you guessed it, interacts with the soul system.
I'm noticing a theme here.
There's a theme here.
Pretty good. Yeah.
You see, you would have maybe even seen it, spotted it earlier. My hands are glowing. My feet is blinking in the HUD there. When this feat gets unlocked and you have your 6 glows,
your 6 souls,
your 6 souls there, then you deal extra damage.
Nice.
So this can combine with that.
So you could just bait that out.
To
That's
now
crazy.
put you above the power curve a little bit. So this is a 25% damage buff, and it is passive. There's no cooldown on this or anything. It is just active as long as you have your 6 souls. If you lose them, it's gone.
Yeah, if you die, if you lose them, if you use them, it's gone, right? So what I really like about the way we approach this is, again, we wanted to play with that resource system as much as possible. So our second feat, giving you a full heal if you use all your souls, is kind of interesting because then you have to sacrifice the potential damage output of the third feat, but also you give up the ability to use that move once.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, again, it's focused around like thinking about what situation am I in? Do I want to use that feat? Do I want to use that move? The third feat is interesting because it puts you back at like normal power, maybe a little bit above sometimes. But then if I use my 7-4 strike, I lose that buff, right? So it's, do I always want to use it? If I'm fighting against somebody that's at super low life, maybe it's not worth using it. If I'm against somebody that's like super high life, maybe it'll be worth using. If I'm close to dying, and it's better that I don't die, then maybe I want to heal instead. So everything is kind of surrounds that concept of I'm getting that resource, and then it's intelligently spending it. It's being thoughtful about when do I want to spend it, why do I want to spend it, what are the different situations. That's super interesting there. And then we can also show, like here, right, so you have extra damage. We're not going to show it because you're going to kill me basically one shot.
Yeah.
But then apply feat 1 to me.
So feat 1, boom.
And then do that 7-4 strike.
Now, 7-4 strike. Huh. Kill.
First of all, amazing animation here, right?
Very
I
cool.
died.
149 damage.
But at the same time, we can see the damage log. This dealt with feat 1 active on an opponent and feat 3 active on you. It deals 149 damage. So what this means is it basically one-shots the entire roster.
You just get all
with the
your
exception
stuff.
of like if you have defense buffs
you
or
get your
stuff or
souls.
whatever. There's things that can kind of activate their shields or whatever. But somebody normal that doesn't have any buffs on themselves, that's at full health, this will one-shot them every single time. It's a lot of damage. You need to have a lot of stuff coming together. You need to have your feat 1 active on the person. You have to have your feat 3 active on yourself, so you have to have unlocked it as well. But once all the stars line up, all the souls line up, you get to one-shot somebody once in a while. It doesn't happen super often.
Oh, not often at all.
Yeah, because it's very, very, very dangerous. And it kind of forces players to go, oh no, there's a soul here nearby.
Yeah.
Oh no, does he have all of his souls?
There's going to be
I can hear
four.
counting.
But if
There's going to be 4 of them running around.
We better gang up on him.
Yeah.
Because if you die, you lose all of your souls.
Yeah.
So it kind of messes a bit with the meta, and when this hero is in a group fight, because he's a terrific, insane ganker. Because from outside, you can just go, I'm going to bash you, one-shot you. It's fine. So you want to be maybe potentially like focus on him a little bit more, get into that mode, get into that kind of refocusing and changing how you approach team fights in general. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more later, but it's a lot of why we're building this hero as well is to go around with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And finally, feat 4.
There's a feat 4, the big feat. Once you've unlocked that,
I wonder
the
what
longest
that
I have no
does.
glows. I just death blowed. The 7-4 strike, just one hit. JC here. What if I wanted yet another shortcut? Yes, he did survive. I can press this button, simple press of a button, scary mode. There we go.
Oh, he's powering up.
Powering
Oh my
up. I have all
gosh.
my souls.
That better be like a
available.
5-minute
This is a long
cooldown.
cooldown. It's a 3-minute cooldown.
3,
so
okay.
use this wisely.
I was about to
you
say,
won't be using
there's
it every
no
team
way.
fight. You do have to work for your souls. But once you do have it, again, this is kind of that element of surprise. Changed up the team fight, and hopefully one hit somebody.
Yeah, big burst of damage available when that happens.
I think we need to see it one more time at least.
Yeah, I'm going to do it on my side. So
one more
Oh,
time.
he didn't put the debuff.
On the stairs here. Maybe a bit of camera
so
work.
you're at full health right now, so let's show off what happens when you're at full health.
Yeah, so just for clarification there, that was without the debuff.
Yeah, right. So now I have the debuff going, and it's good night.
Jeez.
Jeez.
That's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage.
That's
it is extremely
insane.
scary.
That is
The
insane.
weapon's like shaking.
That's